One of the arts that the Maya were indeed proficient at was mathematics, and how simple their mathematics was. A sophisticated counting system, it required only 3 symbols. A dot represented a value of 1, a bar represented 5, and a shell represented the concept of 0, which was very unusual. Most civilizations had no concept for 0. Also, it was based on base 20 rather than base 10. Even the uneducated used this mathematics system because of its simplicity for trade and commerce. Maya mathematicians used to count 1, 20, 400, 8,000, and 160,000 based on 20. 3, the number 3 was simply 3 dots. 3 dots in a horizontal row. 12 was 2 bars with 2 dots on top. 5, 10, 12. 19 was 3 bars with 4 dots. Numbers larger than 19 were represented by the same sequence, but a dot was placed above the number in each group of 20. 32, for example, consisted of the symbols for 12, a bar with 2 dots, with a dot at the top representing 20, making the whole thing 32. Some numbers were more sacred to the Maya than other numbers. For example, the number 20, which represented the total number of fingers and toes that a human being possessed, was sacred. 13 was a sacred number, for that was the number of the original gods. And 52, as I mentioned before, was sacred because that represented a bundle. An important discipline to the Maya, math appeared constantly in Maya art. And the first mathematician ever discovered, ever identified holding a scroll, was a female figure. The Maya elite were obsessed with bloodletting. Yes, bloodletting. Either their own blood or those of their captives. It was done, as they say, to nourish the gods. Priests would pierce various parts of their bodies, usually the tongue, the ear, the lips, or even the penis, giving blood to the gods for nourishment. Dancing, competition, and prayers would accompany the sacrifice. Human sacrifice was performed not indiscriminately, but basically on people such as prisoners, slaves, or tragically, even on children who were orphans or illegitimate. Priests were assisted in human sacrifice by 4 older men known as Shaks, C-H-A-C-S, named after the rain god Shak. Holding one's arms and legs down, the Nakam would open the victim's chest while the shaman would recite a chant. According to Linda Shield and Mary Ellen Miller in their book, The Blood of Kings, Dynasty and Ritual in Maya Art, and I quote, the mortar of Maya life was blood, end quote. Death from natural causes was dreaded by the Maya because the dead did not automatically go to paradise. Ordinary people, by the way, were buried beneath the floors of their houses. Their mouths were either filled with food or jade. Graves of priests contained books. And here is a picture of a tomb of some of the nobility or kings that were discovered in archaeological digs of some of the Mayan ruins. And you'll see that their tombs are much more elaborate. Most interestingly was that after the Spanish conquest in the 16th century, much overlap began between the Maya and Christian belief systems. Both burned incense during rituals. Both Christianity and the Maya religion worshipped images, both had priests, and both conducted pilgrimages based on ritual calendars. Some villages today, ladies and gentlemen, still have 4 pairs of crosses and 4 jaguar spirits at the 4 entrances to keep evil spirits away.